guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. Now, this is the second part of a two-part presentation on how Jamaican judges and politicians deliberately sacrifice the lives of Jamaican citizens. Now, in case you have not watched part one, it came out on Sunday, November 6th. Go back and take a look at that because you will get the full understanding if you are to follow it coherently from that part to this part. Now, if you had watched it, now welcome back to part two and let's continue with the video. Thank you so much. As for Judge Sykes, the minute he stops protecting people and feel that his unassailable laws, his due processes has to be the main priority under his jurisdiction, he has to go. He would have to go. But look at a real man. Look at a real man. President Bukele of El Salvador. Look what he did. He did every single thing to protect his people. He wasn't going to make any laws, any judges, any rules, or any principles whatsoever on the face of this earth, nor any country dictate that he cannot protect his people. The protection of his people was paramount, and that is the measure of a true leader, a genuine leader, a real leader, somebody who really cares. He even set up a commission of multinational organizations to investigate corruption. And it's an international body, you know, and he bring them in from overseas and tell them to investigate corruption. That means every general in the army, every high-ranking officer in the police force, every politician, current and past politicians, investigate, dig up everybody. And him say, look on the commission and say, even dig up me. Dig up me, dig up my past, dig up anything. And you find corruption, anywhere you find it, put it out. In my government, in the opposition, in the past president when we relieve, or 10 times up to 40 years ago, once you find them, get back the country's monies, our assets, seize everything. That's how decisive this man is. No, this is a real man, not like the little fussy them where we have a run country out here. Now, let me go now to specifically to leadership. Leadership. What is the purpose of a leader? The purpose of a leader is to lead, is to take charge. Right? That's what a leader does. Now, when you have little JZS boys, some of them who don't even go high school, can hardly sign them name, and running rings around the government. Everybody in parliament, I assume, have a university degree. And uno make little JZS boy out there a run rings round uno little fussy uno. How little JZS boy for run rings against real men? Uno no man yet. Uno no man yet. Yes, and I'll say that. You know, because leaders are supposed to be strong. Now, Andrew Holiness, you are the members of your team are not strong. Because the purpose of the strong is to protect the weak. And by what I mean by weak, the ordinary little man who sell him little fire coal, I'm like a car, the woman who sell like a color, do a little dressmaking, who don't have a firearm and who have no firearm license, who do them 9 to 5. We are the weak. These are the people who are the weak. Your job in authority as leader is to protect those people. That's your job, to protect them. Are you protecting them? No. You are sitting down there while Judge Sykes is protecting the law. Judge Sykes is down on King Street protecting due process and doesn't give one hoot about the bloodshed that's going on. Three of the four men that he released a few weeks ago, they died of gunshot wounds. And you're supposed to know that. Because them go back. There was not evidence against them. You see, I agree. There was no evidence. There was no evidence. But what? There was innocent, don't it? What do you care about? Whether they are innocent or guilty, or whether they are whether they can find the evidence to prove them innocent or guilty, or say that it's more than likely that they are really, really vermins. Why don't you trust the police? You really think, why are you hostile to the police? Why you, Judge Sykes, think that the police would really go just pick up random people and put them in front of you to try them? Why you can't give the police the benefit of the doubt? No. Every doubt is given to the accused. Under these circumstances, man, I don't know what to say. Now, what is the point of having a weak leader? You know, when you have a leader who is weak, a weak leader cannot protect anybody. A weak leader can hardly even protect himself. Now, these little fussy, Andrew and those underneath him, which is the same applied to Portia and all underneath she, and PJ and all underneath him, and all the various other prime ministers we have had. Them whole of them are fussy, both PNP and JLP, because none of them had ever stood up and did what had to be done to end gang violence and crime and murders in this country. Now, I want you to listen to this man. Listen to this man. This man is the security minister. This is the minister of national security for El Salvador. And I want you to listen to what he say. Take the scene.
Durante los últimos 40 años o 50, como un laboratorio para venir a probar sus guerras por otras circunstancias, las condiciones para mantenernos en zozobra como sociedad, para que no salgamos adelante, todo eso desaparece. Y nosotros vamos a crear el país que nos merecemos, no el que nos quieran imponer.
Now, in case you have not really read all of that, here's what he had to say. Yeah, he said, some countries during the last 40 years have used us as a laboratory to fight their war, to keep us in anxiety as a society, so we could not move forward. Now, all that is going to disappear. We are going to create the country we deserve, not the country they want to impose on us. Now, that is a national security minister. Right? Now, finally, I'm going to leave something with you. I'm going to call up the name of one security minister that is very fitting to be called here and compare. Right? In 1999, KD Knight was the Minister of National Security. And let me say this. KD Knight had the dubious distinction of being the Minister of National Security who has deported or extradited the most Jamaican citizens to the United States to be tried and sentenced and imprisoned. KD Knight hold that this distinction. As a piece of paper, extradition paper, drop on KD Knight desk, he signs it. And it's like he served no other purpose but to sign extradition approvals. But there was this one particular case, because there is a process that needs to be followed when you are extraditing people. The US have to send on the extradition documents, then it has to be viewed by our courts, and the process followed that the Jamaican citizen will be taken into custody. He can either waive his rights to a hearing in the Jamaican courts as to whether he should be extradited or not. And then the process takes there. The court will decide whether there's just cause under the treaty, under the terms of the treaty, for him to be extradited. Now, I don't remember the name of this particular individual, but there was an individual who the United States sent down some papers to be signed for the Jamaican authorities to arrest this man and take him and have him put on a plane and take him back to the United States and charged. But what happened is that for some reason, I don't know what happened, but the man decided that no, under the terms on this piece of paper, I can't, these are not terms for extradition, something like that. I don't remember the exact reason. But he says that he wanted day in court in Jamaica because he wanted to prove that this is not applicable, or this is not how his case should have gone. There is no, under the terms of the treaty, he should not be extradited. Anyway, what happened was that KD Knight signed the documents. Before the man could even have his day in court, he was manhandled overnight, bundled, put on a plane, and bundled off to the United States before the due process that should have happened in the Jamaican courts had happened. It caused a furore because what happened now is that it blew up in KD Knight's face. And when it came to light that this man was extradited to the United States illegally because it breached the terms of the treaty between the US and Jamaican government. So the Jamaican government said, send him back. The process had not been properly followed. So send him back. So when he realized this blunder, it caused, here what US do. The US, realizing that something was really wrong and that the man's extradition had not followed the terms of the treaty, and when it was put to the US to bring him back, US said, no, we're not sending him back. But worse than that, the documents that had come down from the United States with the indictments on that documents, when him land in America, they tear up that and they get a different set of charges and put on the man and imprison him for something like 20 or 25 years. Now, think about that. Now, once him land over there, what the American government said, we're not sending him back, and we're not busy about what treaty we signed. Me don't have him in my hand already. And even though they breached, the United States government breached the treaty by discarding the previous charges that they had actually sent to Jamaica for him to be extradited on, they scrapped those, placed different charges, and imprisoned the man. United States. KD Knight, you know of that. Now, let me go further with this KD Knight thing. And KD Knight, I hope this blog reaches you. I hope this video reaches you. Hope somebody send it to you. Come on, you call me liar. You Fussy KD Knight. Here is what you did. It caused such a stink in Jamaica that you went on national radio to try to pacify the nation about what you had done. Of course, I said this was 1999. And what you did, what you did, you went on Babatunde's program. Remember that those days when Babatunde was at his heights and him did around KLAS before it became a sports station? And I went on the program and spoke to you. And I was trying to lambasting you as to why you caved in and did all that. And I actually said on national radio that you were a coward. And I did say it to you on national radio, if you remember. Live on radio, I did one afternoon. And when I said it, and ask you, why did you have to do it? You know what you turned to me and say? You asked me one question. KD Knight, you asked me a question. You asked me, you said, have you ever seen a gazelle hunting a lion? And I said, yes. Because in my brain, it came out as lion hunting gazelle. So I said, yes. And you emphasized it second time. You said, have you ever really seen a gazelle hunting a lion? And I thought about it and said, no, I'm sorry. I misunderstood you. No, I've never seen a lion hunting a gazelle. A gazelle hunting a lion. And then you said, that is my answer. Thank you very much. And you moved on. Now, what was I supposed to take that to mean? You said, what you're trying to say, or what anybody should take from that, was that you are a gazelle and America is a lion, and gazelle cannot hunt lions. So, in other words, like a real soppy little fussy, you can use the P word, you guys. You caved in and you enthusiastically signed away the man's rights, a Jamaican citizen's rights, and send him off to the US. And when he reached there and you find out that the treaty was breached, you did nothing, absolutely nothing. Now, these are the type of fussy we have for National Security Minister. I have the books and I have the list of errors for every National Security Minister in this country, both PNP and JLP. And KD Knight, little weaklings, little cowards like you, who are going to go down in history as a man who acquiesced and caved in to the United States. In that, not as a matter of fact, you licked Uncle Sam's boots, because it has been said that you actually took out the man overnight because you knew exactly what was going on. And you took the man out of the jail cell overnight and gag him and handcuff him and put him on a plane that the next morning people never ever know where going. That's what I hear. I don't know if that part is true. But I heard his family members said he told them from prison that was what happened. So it's not that you were even very enthusiastic. You were just in awe of the Americans and you didn't care anything about your fellow Jamaican. How can you be a national security minister when you cannot even protect your own people, are willing to stand up for your own people for a second? Man, you are the lowest of the low, KD Knight, because of that. Now, I haven't got anything further to say on this, but I will just show you the difference between a real minister, a man who said some countries during the last, and when he said some countries, me know I mean United States, because United States was the head of it. Some countries during the last 40 years have used us as a laboratory to fight their wars and to keep us in anxiety as a society so we could not move forward. Now, all that is going to disappear. We are going to create the country we deserve, not the one they want to impose on us. Now, that is a man, not a mouse, not a fussy, a man. I hope Jamaicans are listening, and I hope Andrew is listening. Does he want his ratings to go up 91%? Yeah? Or does he want to remain here and keep that scumbag judge down there doing what he's doing and release those bloodthirsty murderers back on Jamaican streets? What he wants, he has to decide. I leave you with that. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. Please share. Please like. Give us a thumbs up. And leave your comment below. And please, somebody, send this to KD Knight and tell him sue me. If I lie, me I tell. Because somewhere out there, somebody out there know this happened and can call in and say, yes, me did dead when I hear that live on national radio. So guys, talk to you again. Bye.